What's going on, folks? Welcome to our NFL preseason preview video. I'm JPeeps, and you see I got Chad with me. So it feels
What's
like
going
Chad.
on?
How you been, Chad?
Doing good, man. Good to be back.
Yeah, man. You know it's good. We got to get you on a podcast, man. That's what we got to do.
I'm
'Cause I feel
down.
like
Let's do it.
the people only ever see you when we do this. So yeah, we got to get you on a
Yeah.
podcast.
No, I'm down. I'm down. I'm available now.
Yeah. Hey. So yeah, let's make it happen, man. But possibly for the season finale coming up here Wednesday night, we could set something up. But with that being said, I guess we can go ahead and dive on into it. So, we're talking NFC South today, of course. So, tell me, Chad, what's the first team on the list we're going to do?
The Panthers.
Okay, let's talk about it. All right, so, the first team on the list, Carolina Panthers, last year. Well, they finished in third place. Last year, they were 5-12. Their draft picks, as according to the screen, are I feel like I'm saying that right. Territory McMillan or Tet area.
Sure, let's pull it up.
However,
I actually have howtopronounce.com. I know people are going to wonder how to pronounce this.
And then Nick Scorton, Princely Umanimilian from Ole Miss, Trevor Etienne, Lathan Ransom, Cam Jackson, Mitchell Evans, and also Jimmy Horn Jr. Ooh, that's a nice little draft class. Free agent signings, a couple notable ones: Tershawn Wharton, Trevon Morig, and Pat Jones II. So their key games include this season. I mean, of course, you got the Bucs week 16 and week 18. And then, of course, also, they play the Bills week 8. And then they play the 49ers on Monday Night Football, the Rams week 13. And then they also got 2 games against the Falcons, of course. So, yeah.
Wow, they do have some hard to pronounce draft picks, I'll tell you what, but I just pulled it up. It's Tetaroa. Just so
okay.
Tetaroa McMillan.
Gotcha. For the life of me, I could never get that
right.
I
mean, I didn't know that either. That's
Dude,
too hard.
I'm telling you, man, it is. But, I guess first things first, I didn't really write down any questions for this, but first things first is, I think, how does Carolina take a leap in 2025?
Well, the clear-cut answer everyone is going to tell you, and they're right, is Bryce Young. And we've seen it last year. He really was a competitor last year, and he's had his ups and downs and adversity in his career. But you saw what he did against the Chiefs. They almost won that game. You could argue they should have won that game, and he was making good throws, good decisions, and he was being smart at the ball most of the time, and that's really important. And now that we have, they have Dave Canales in year 2, it's really about locking in and seeing how far Bryce Young can develop, or not develop, but just excel. And
yes,
I think you think the sky is the limit. I mean, they're really loading up for him. Tetaroa, Thielen, Jalen Coker flashed, and he was an undrafted player out of Holy Cross, and that's actually like a decent offense. You might just say like, there's better offenses, but this is a decent offense. So,
oh yeah, dude, it told me, it was very telling when they, the way they challenged the Bucs later in the season when the first meeting was in Carolina. Bucs narrowly escaped in overtime, and then to beat the Falcons at the end of the season, like they showed a lot of promise to me and I said it walking out of Raymond James when I got that final score update from that Panthers-Falcons game. I was like, the Panthers, I don't know how, but the Panthers are going to be a problem in 2025, I feel like. The ending was a very strong ending.
And we've seen Bryce Young learn from Andy Dalton and take all of that in real time. And with the going back and forth, which is something they unfortunately did with Bryce Young, but they did do it. And the O-line has been getting better too. The O-line improved last year. Ikem Ekwonu, I don't know if I pronounced his first name right, but he really did improve, and he's been one of the better tackles in the league at this point now. Also, I also don't want to name Jimmy Horn Jr. Don't forget him. He's also a former USF wide receiver and then Colorado wide receiver, but he's also a really good receiver.
Yeah. Explosive. Very explosive.
Very fast. I remember using him in NCAA.
Yeah. And then, also like Trevor Etienne. It's like they got two good wide receivers in this class. I know Steve Smith, who was an ex-Panther, wasn't too high on McMillan and everything, saying, but
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, he hasn't been wrong about these wideouts before. But again, we'll see. But I mean, also too, like the one that's being slept on here is Jimmy Horn, because it's like, dude, that's a bottle of that's lightning in a bottle. And then
Dave
of course,
Canales was using plenty of receivers with the Bucs. No question,
Yeah.
he'll do it again.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all. And then plus Trevor Etienne, who, is like the perfect blend for the Carolina of, again, another blueprint that Dave Canales had in Tampa between, Bucky Irving and Rashad White. You put those two together, you kind of get Trevor Etienne, who's the perfect blend of power and speed.
You look at the team on paper. You have a quality quarterback. You have two quality running backs. You have three quality receivers. You have two decent tight ends, and you have a pretty quality O-line. So now it's about how they do it in game now. Not just about that.
Facts. Big facts. One last thing I will add, they did sign J.C. Horn to a very max and hefty contract. So, I mean, every bit of it was earned. He is probably one of the best corners in the game right now. Not going to say the best, because that title belongs to Pat Surtain, but
Well time.
I will say I do like what they did in the offseason. So, I mean, we'll see if they are the quiet sleeper here. But for now,
the one thing we have to add, though, is the defense is the biggest question mark. And we do talk about how good the offense can be, but the defense can be a problem. Just put it lightly. Now, they did draft Nick Scourton, and he was one of the better edge rushers, but that's not going to change a lot. You have J.C. Horn, one of the better corners, but after that, who else do you have? And it's time for other people to step up on defense. But
yeah,
the defense could be a major anchor that might be holding them back this year.
Wouldn't shock me. Would not shock me at all. With that, we swing now to who we got next, Chad?
The New Orleans Saints.
Oh boy, the last place team in this division. So last year, Saints finished 5-12. Again, last in this division. Draft picks: Kelvin Banks Jr., Tyler Schlau, however you pronounce that. Jeez, I know.
Yeah, I think it's just Schlau.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know a lot. I'm
not positive.
A lot of people were pissed when that one came through. They thought that was going to be Milrow or somebody. But they also drafted Vernon Brockton, Jonas Sanker, Danny Stutzman, Quincy Riley, Devin Neal, Maliki Matavo, Fidel Diggs. Free agent signings, just to name a few. I like this one, Justin Reed and Brandon Cooks. But Brandon Cooks is aged. Well, I don't know if you're going to get the same Brandon Cooks back in New Orleans. Will Clapp is
but Brandon Cooks has actually been young for a long time. He's been young for a very long time, and now people are thinking he's old, but he's actually not as old people think. He's actually only 31. Now, you might have thought he was a little bit older, right?
I definitely would have, yes.
He's been around with like so many different teams, so you might have think he was like 32, 33. He's 31, but yeah, he is getting older still.
Also, yeah, they bring in Will Clapp and Jack Stoll.
Famous meme right there. Will Clapp, man, that's awesome.
A couple of key games that they have on their schedule is as follows. They got the Bucs twice. I guess every game's a big game for them, essentially, when you look at it, because they were last place. But I guess I'll start off with the first one. I'm going to be real. It's time for Cam Jordan to retire. It's holding up space. Time to retire. You wasting time, wasting so much. It's time for you to retire, buddy. And then I feel like Spencer Rattler's going to have to start week 1.
Yeah, well, the New Orleans Saints actually had the third easiest strength of schedule last year, and they went 5-12. And then what they did to get better this year is they had Derek Carr retire out of the blue, and then they drafted Tyler Shaw. But other than that, though, you see that Alvin Kamara is aging.
Yes.
And then you also see that Cameron Jordan's aging. So you're like, what can you do? And then you also have Tyrann Mathieu who's aging. So this team has some aging stars, but they can still play. Mind you, Alvin Kamara was like a fantasy running back 10 all year. So he did good. It's just they're aging. So their window's really closing right now. It's like, how good can we do this year? Because it's not like they're going to get better next year in terms of like what Kamara, Jordan, Cooks can bring to the team, you know?
Yeah.
Now, one thing that is good, though, you have Chris Olave, and he's one of the better receivers in the NFL. You also have a pretty good O-line, but you're not going to be able to solely rely on running the ball, especially with a new quarterback. So it's about kind of finding what quarterback fits their system best. I know this is going to be a battle between Rattler, Shaw, and Hayner. So I think they are going to run the ball a lot, though. They have 3 good running backs. They actually have 4 good running backs. They have Kamara, Kendrick Miller, who has had injury problems, but hopefully he gets better this year. And then Devin Neal, they just drafted out of Kansas. I think he was underrated. He kind of slipped a little bit in the draft. And then Cam Akers, he's an experienced running back who can definitely.
They do have Cam Akers. That's right.
Yeah, so they have running backs, but I mean, this is not going to be like a Navy team who runs the ball 40 times. So how are we going to balance it out if you're the Saints?
Correct. Yeah, it's one of those things I wonder about too. My thing is that quarterback spot. I do feel like Spencer Rattler does start the year off, but I do feel like at some point we are going to see Tyler Shaw. I just don't know when, but it's like I feel like I think again, regardless of who takes point in that division or not division, whoever takes point on that team, I think this team still struggles.
And also, I forgot to mention Demario Davis, one of the better linebackers the past 5 years, who's like Levante David in terms of the game they're putting in at this level of their careers. Yes. Both of those guys are nearing the end of their careers, so they're going to try to at least go out with a bang. And I kind of talked down on their defense. Their defense is good. Justin Reed's very good. Kool-Aid McKinstry, former Bama corner. And Alontae Taylor, one of the better cover corners right now. Also Chase Young, Pete Werner. So the team is good, and obviously they've given the Bucs struggles, I would know, out of anyone. And also Danny Stutzman was a good draft pick. He was a pretty good linebacker out of Oklahoma who really was like a big, pretty tough linebacker. And he's going to definitely learn from Demario and the few years left that he will be there.
Facts.
So what do you think about their schedule? What are some notable games that really stick out of conference or out of division?
Out of the division, I mean, definitely, of course, like the Buffalo game, Week 4 on the 28th. So
yeah, obviously they're not going to win that game probably, unless somehow something happened.
And it's in Buffalo. Thankfully, it's in September before it gets super cold.
So, are there any winnable? Are a lot of these games like winnable for them? Or
looking at it, they play the Giants.
That's winnable.
They play the Titans.
That's winnable.
Let's see who else we got here. We got the Cardinals, Week 1.
That's winnable, even though it would be hard, but it's winnable.
They play the Jets.
That's winnable.
They play the Bears.
That's probably not winnable.
They play the Patriots too. The week before they play the Bears.
Patriots, that's probably not winnable either. Don't get me on the Patriots, man. The Patriots would be pretty good this year.
All right, let's see. Let's go November 30th against the Dolphins.
That's probably not winnable. But hey, I just named off like 5 out of the division games that that are winnable. So you're looking at that, and then also division games are always winnable, no matter how good the opponent is. So the Saints have potential. That's what I'm trying to make the point of here is they can win eight, maybe 9 games if they do really, really, really good.
I'm gonna go 4 or 5. 4 or 5. I think that's how much they win again.
Yeah, I'll be half glass full. You could be half glass empty.
Yeah. So one of us has to be honest. One of us has to be honest here. So
well, here I'll give him. Well, my final record, I'll give him 6 wins, which is one more than last year.
Okay, yeah, hey, 6-11 is not bad. That means a better draft spot. Well, I guess you're moving 1 spot up, or maybe 2 spots up, depending on tiebreakers.
Yeah, well, my point is those games. There are winnable games in their schedule, and if they did win them, they would do better than last year.
Yeah. Plus, out of all those games that you said aren't wins, it's like, yeah, they aren't wins, but who knows? Maybe they steal one from somebody they're not supposed to win.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah. So, all right. With that, that takes us to who are we going to do next, Chad?
Let's go Bucks!
All right, let's do it.
Raise the flags, fire the cannons.
So, 2024 record 10-7. Draft picks: Emeka Egbuka, Benjamin Morrison, Jacob Parrish, David Walker, Elijah Roberts, Tez Johnson. Free agent signings: you got Riley Dixon, Hassan Reddick, and Anthony Walker Jr. I'm gonna just come right out of the gate with it. I was expecting a linebacker, like an inside linebacker, to kind of like learn the ropes from Levante David in this draft. Didn't get one, but I will say they definitely made it interesting with how explosive this looks.
Yeah, I'm on board with you. I've always been predicting Bucks draft picks for the past 5-6 years, and I don't know. I predicted 2 or 3 of them right, but I really thought that Jahad Campbell was the pick here, and we realized that he had a shoulder issue, and he ended up going all the way to the Eagles in classic Eagles fashion. But this isn't not an Eagles conversation. This is a Bucks conversation. We got Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver stud out of Ohio State, who I get more hyped about every day.
Yeah, no, and the more I watch him make plays in practice at OTAs and everything, the more I'm optimistic about it too. And then I also like, Benjamin Morrison and Jacob Parrish as well, like 2 guys that are going to be playing defensive back. I think they're going to both push Carlton Davis for that, starting corner spot.
Dean.
Really, I think really you're going to see one of these 2 guys, probably Benjamin Morrison, lined up opposite of what's the boy's name? 27.
Dean.
Yeah, no, not Dean. The other one.
Oh, Zion.
Yeah. I think you're going to see Benjamin Morrison lined up on the other side of Zion McCollum. And then I think you're probably going to see Jacob Parrish lined up in the slot. But, and then one that's not even on – 2 of them that aren't even mentioned on this list too is, big Desmond Watson, who's from, out here in Plant City, went to Armwood. And then, of course, Coach Prime.
Hawks.
Say again?
Go Hawks.
Yep.
That's my neighborhood school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just didn't go there.
Nice. Yeah, and then also you got, Shiloh Sanders, who's obviously slowly becoming everybody's favorite football player here. So, those are 2 other, added, gems that I think are also hiding in here with draft picks and stuff that I think will make the team. So, I'm excited to see, what this team can do in 2025.
Trivia for you. Name a more known undrafted free agent pickup. Other than Desmond Watson and Shiloh Sanders. Is there any other big free agent pickups?
In just an
NFL
NFL history.
I'm talking about the whole league. I'm saying this was probably the most splash free agent signing in the whole league.
I would say, if I had to go back a ways, I would say the most splash undrafted free agent signing would probably.
I'm just being this year, though.
Oh, you mean Oh, you mean this year?
This year around the league.
Ooh. You
We got
know,
some of the better undrafted players.
I was going to, I don't know. I mean, I want to say Will Shepherd because he was supposed to come.
Also, you can say like we'll talk about on the AFC South one, but you can say Xavier Restrepo too, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't get drafted. Yeah, Xavier Restrepo was a good one. Not the fastest guy, ran a 4.8, but I mean, still, that was a good one too. But yeah, man, I'm optimistic for what the Bucs can do this season. Josh Grisar comes in as the new OC again for Baker Mayfield.
When was the last time he was his OC?
Oh, snap. When was the last time he was his OC? Dang, you are hitting me with some heavy hitters.
No, I don't know. I was just wondering.
Oh, I mean, I know he had Dave Canales twice. I don't think he ever had Grizzard.
Oh, I thought you said again. You said again.
Oh, no, I'm saying like he's getting a new OC.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
He's been getting new OCs, unfortunately, a lot.
I mean, the thing is, he adapts and just keeps on ticking and winning.
Yeah, that is good to know. But you look at the roster, and really it's the same roster as last year. And you also look at the roster and realize this roster is very young. Your oldest players arguably are still your best players. Now, that's not actually completely true because Tristan Wirfs is the best player on the team. But Mike Evans and Levante David are definitely second and third right now. And that's amazing because obviously your oldest player usually isn't producing like at the highest level, but we're lucky to have Mike Evans and Levante David for 1 to 2 more years. So it really comes down to like how well this team can perform in the playoffs, because last season we had that game against Washington and something just happened. We just blew it. They fumbled the ball, and then I digress. This team has the path like paved out for them. They can totally do it this year. It's just a matter of
if they don't fumble that ball, I think that they would have been in the NFC Championship playing against Philly. I do think Philadelphia would have won.
We have historically really performed well against Hurts in Philadelphia, but that's a big hypothetical because obviously we didn't win.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm optimistic about this year. A couple key games I'm looking at for the Bucs as follows right now for this season. I'm definitely looking at both Falcons games because the NFC South, especially December 11th, the NFC South can be won or lost right there for either team. Definitely looking at primetime against the Lions and primetime against the Rams, and then of course the Monday nighter week 2 against the Texans are 2 games that I'm watching. And then also Buffalo and the matchup with Philly on the 28th at 1:00, which I think the Bucs are going to win because for the last couple meetings where the Bucs have played Philadelphia on a Sunday at 1:00, for some reason Eagles fans and Eagles players can't stand Florida humidity.
Yeah. I really think the Bucs, I think they really haven't changed much, which is good though sometimes, because a lot of these teams are changing all the time. And
yeah,
you haven't changed at all, and this is something that's going to help next year. And it's really just about how far can they go with a new OC though, because that is the one thing that is changing, and when that is said and done, that is really important.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I shouldn't say they haven't changed a lot because they have changed in terms of coaching, but their players are generally basically the same, and they got also Ibuka and Morrison, so they got some good contributors. So we'll see what happens, but I do expect the Bucs to win this division. I'll say that right here, right now.
Yeah. Oh no, same. Yeah, I mean the good thing is you want to have continuity at all times on your teams and everything. And that's an important part of it. It goes all the way to the locker room and everything like that. And that's for every team here, not even just the Bucs, every team. But yeah, you want to have continuity. You can't change up too many times because then you ruin the mojo. You ruin the mojo in the locker room, I should say. So yeah.
And one last thing is they also have Hassan Reddick, who is aging, definitely is aging, but he's still an impact player, and obviously he's not going to be like a full-time starter with us. He's going to definitely be. They all rotate in and out. Yaya Diaby, Anthony Nelson, Chris Braswell, and Hassan Reddick. They're all going to be in and out. So that's definitely another good weapon to have as a part of the piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. All right. And with that, I guess we can go on now to the Atlanta Falcons. So, yeah, last year Atlanta 8-9, basically fall apart at the end of the season there, which was I'd never seen a crazy collapse at the end of last season, collapse in Super Bowl 51. Jeez.
Thanks, Commanders, for actually getting us in the playoffs, and then from there they eliminated us.
Yeah, facts. Let's see. But the draft picks for the Falcons, of course, include Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr., Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman. Well, that's a good pick. Well, I don't know why I have him twice. Jeez. But also Jack Nelson.
So good you had him twice.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Yeah, so
Yes,
good
sir.
I have him twice.
Yes,
That should give Falcons fans optimism. Free agents, Leonard Floyd, Morgan Fox, Divine Diablo, and Jordan Fuller, who also comes in as a safety. So that being said, give me the lowdown about the Falcons, man. Give me the lowdown.
Yeah, well, you drafted a Georgia star. You drafted a Tennessee star and James Pierce, who did fall in the draft because of character concerns. So you kind of circle that one. And then you got a star from Notre Dame and Xavier Watts. And then you got Billy Bowman, baby. So this is a good draft class for the Falcons. Now, it really just comes down to kind of recovering from last year. Like, what the heck happened last year? Kirk Cousins is now on the bench and he's eating all that money still. So
what I'm surprised about.
We're gonna see if they play him. We're gonna see what happens there. I'm not a contract specialist, unfortunately, so he may have to play sometimes. But this is relatively the same O-line and same offense as last year. But it was a good offense. They scored 50 on the Bucs twice, I'm pretty sure. So
they didn't score.
I don't know, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but
I mean they are a good offense.
They scored at least 42 on us twice, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was something like that. I mean, you got Drake London, you got Ray, you got Michael Penix, of course, you got Bijan Robinson. They got to do something with Kyle Pitts, though. That's like their Achilles heel, I think.
Yeah, I think that Kyle Pitts saga is really weird, and you would expect him to be gone soon, but. Bijan Robinson, I'm trying to think of a running back who might be better than Bijan, other than Saquon. Is there another running back who's better than Bijan Robinson, other than Saquon?
Derrick Henry.
I don't know. Derrick Henry is obviously the GOAT, one of my favorite running backs of all time, but maybe not at this point. Derrick Henry's more straight line running, while Bijan Robinson is I can make you miss and straight line run, and catch it and block. I don't know. It's really subjective. I think Bijan Robinson is top 2 or 3 running backs. So
he is. I mean, yeah, he's definitely that fantasy draft steal. Well, I don't even know if you'd say steal because he would go first or top leagues.
I wouldn't put McCaffrey above him or anything. I think Breece Hall is good, but he's not as better. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is good, but he's not better. So yeah, he's definitely a top 3 running back. So the Falcons do have a good offense, and they are going to be the team to challenge the Bucs. If not the Bucs, it's going to be the Falcons.
Yeah. No, I agree. The main thing too is I know Penix is the starter, but you got to stir the pot here too. I've noticed Kirk Cousins hasn't been traded yet. So my thing is simply, are we going to see Kirk Cousins at some point in 2025 come off the bench? It's just, I think personally you need to let the young brother start. You need to let him do his thing. It's his team. But if Michael Penix has a little bit of a sophomore slump, do you put Kirk Cousins in?
Yeah, I don't know how that saga really works in terms of Does he even like? I don't know, man. It's a good question. I wish I knew.
Because that's my thing. I'm like, look, hey, I know when he started, he came in like gangbusters and stuff and just lit it up. I mean, he lit it up still, even in a loss to Carolina at the end. But it's like, yeah, you're coming back this year. Teams, they're going to study and do their film review on you. So it's up to him adapting his game as well. But man, I mean, it's going to be up to Jaden Daniels adapting his game as well too with his success. I mean, they are practically about the same type of player almost. But I just have my speculations there. I do, because it's like if I'm a rookie like that, I get it. Kirk Cousins is there to help you learn, but at the same time too, it's my team. He got to go.
Yeah, especially with the amount of money he's getting.
Exactly. You could have used that for draft capital.
Now, when you look at the defense, it really is different. It's a different team than we saw a couple years ago, and it's kind of a question mark to me. I mean, the only thing that I feel safe with, is, if I'm a Falcon fan, is you have Jalen Walker, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, and Leonard Floyd is also a key player. You have to really hope James Pierce gets going, because Morgan Fox, as their left defensive end right now, he is 30 years old. So I guess he still has some time left.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to be like a splash play. I think the defense really needs to step it up. I mean, they've gotten some high-scoring games last year.
They did. They got in a whole bunch of shootouts.
Yeah, with the Bucs, the most notable pair. Most notable pair I remember.
They got in a shootout with Carolina like the last game of the season, where I feel like every drive was a touchdown drive, and at the end there, Carolina won.
Yeah, and they also have a really good kicker, but still, this is a team that really has a lot of question marks. I have more questions than answers about this team.
Yeah, hey, and you know what? We're going to see a good answer. I mean, my thing with Atlanta is just, the old adage is the Falcons will Falcon. And, I mean, you look to no other, credible, like, sources or events like Super Bowl 51, like the end of last season. Like, the Falcons will Falcon is what people always say. So it's a matter of that. And then you got to think, like, yeah, you went 8-9 last year, but at the same time, too, there's the Carolina Panthers sitting there behind you at third place who pushed you and beat you at the end of the season. So it's like, like, they're a threat. The Bucs have only improved on offense, so it's like, you're banking on these defensive draft picks to come in and contribute right away.
Can you name off their schedule real quick? I'm gonna count my winnable games in my hand.
So they got the Bucs week 1, and then they play the Bucs again week 11. They play the Colts over in Germany. They play the Commanders on the 28th of September. They have a bye week, and then they play the Bills on the 13th. And then they also play the Rams on the 29th. Those are just a couple of games. And then, of course, the rest of the NFC South.
Yeah, that's like one winnable game, if you ask me. So I honestly, let's do some final predictions. I honestly could put the Panthers at number 2 in the division.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, hit me with it.
Just for some hot takes.
Okay.
I mean,
so who are we going with for first place?
Well, I'm going to go with the Bucs at first place, and I'm going to go with them at let me look at their schedule real quick. They got the Texans, Jags. Yeah, they're going to go like I'll say like 9 to 10 wins again. I'll give him 10. I'll say 10 and
I'm gonna go 11.
whatever.
11
10
for
and
the
7.
Bucks.
I'll go 10 and 7. I'll go 10 and 7 and it wins the division easily.
I'm gonna go 11.
Because all we need to do is win the division. We'll probably like drop a game or two every to be like, oh, what? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be okay because we won a division, so we're gonna make the playoffs. So I'll go 10 and 7 for the Bucks, and then I'll go like 7 and 10 for the Falcons, and then I'll go 7 and 10 for the Panthers, and then I'll go 6 and 11 with the Saints. This is crazy. I'm gonna like bite my own ankles looking back on this.
All right, so that's where Chad's going with it right there.
No, other way around. Well, actually, it's technically a tie between Carolina and Falcons.
I was gonna say because this is where I'm at right here. I'm going with this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I think it's gonna be really close between. I think the Bucks win 11. I think Carolina wins about 9. I think Atlanta wins 9, but I think it's going to be like a head-to-head tiebreaker right there that's going to put Carolina ahead of them with like a 9-8 record. Atlanta still goes 9-8, but then I think New Orleans, I'm in the neighborhood of 4 to 5 wins.
Our biggest change from last year is Carolina. Carolina, we see you.
Oh yeah, no, they're getting better. They're getting better.
Carolina, penalty talk sees you.
100%. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. We appreciate y'all joining us, folks, for our first preseason preview of the season. Thank you so much. There's good energy on here, man.
I'm always ready to bring the juice.
I like it. All right, folks. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.